Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Mind the Moment's Thursday morning gathering brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and Tufts Health Plan. This is a place where we invite experienced mindfulness teachers to talk with us about what mindfulness means to them and to incorporate these practices in whatever way we can into our daily lives. So I'm Suzanne Rowe Palacino, delighted to be here with however she shows up on the video, either above or next to me, Tara Healey, founder and director of Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare's mindfulness program. Good morning, Tara.
Good morning, Suzanne, and good morning, everyone. So nice to have you here with us this morning. Looking forward to practicing together.
Yeah, this is so great. It's Thursday. It's kind of a cloudy day. It rained. You know, I just feel like I need a little extra boost this morning. So I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but yeah, really happy to have you here. I'm just going to check the chat and make sure that we're all able to chat. So today, as we always do, we'll start off with a question for the group, and then Tara will lead us in at least a 12-minute guided practice. It will be guided and a little bit of silence mixed in, just to give everyone, whether new or seasoned meditators, just to give everyone a chance to practice both modalities in our practice. And then after that, we'll have some time for questions. So if you go to the bottom of your screen and open up your chat, and I do that myself, and just, I'm going to make sure that folks can chat, which I'm going to engage that right now.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Yep. So everyone can type in now. So when you go to the bottom of your screen, you can click on the blue drop-down menu that says, gives you the choice of hosts and panelists, everyone. And if you choose everyone, then when you answer questions, etc., everyone can see your comments. So Tara, we've got an interesting question this morning, which I absolutely loved. So what is your question?
Yeah, I mean, it sort of was sparked by just things in my own life recently. And so the question is, if you could give your younger self a piece of advice, what might that be? So if you could give your younger self a piece of advice, what might that be?
That's actually a tough one for me. And so I'm going to think about it, if you don't mind, Tara,
Yeah,
and
no,
then
please. Yeah.
maybe you can pipe in and see what you think.
Yes.
Take more risks. You know, Tammy, I'm going to second that one. I love that one.
Yeah.
That's me. I am very careful in my life. I want to still want to jump out of an airplane. So that's something that I'm still so interested in doing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I totally do. Totally. Trust your intuition, says Anne. So Tara, I want to ask you quickly.
Yeah. So it's funny because I think mine, Anne, I think trust my intuition, to trust myself more. You know, and I feel like I've had so many lessons along the way where when I don't listen closely to myself, my intuition, it more often than not has gotten me in trouble. And yet it seems like it's like I'm not learning that. And it's changed over the years, that has definitely changed, but
Interesting.
So
Yeah, I really love that because our bodies and our bodies, I feel like intuition's very body focused, and it tells us so much.
Right.
Sometimes I follow, sometimes I don't.
Yeah. And where I think it's really, the question is really connected to our practice, because as you just said, Suzanne, the body tends to know first. So the more we can connect with the physicality, coming out of the narratives and the stories in the head and really connecting with our body, the more that the body will alert us to things, that we might not know, because I think our education tends to be from the neck up, right? Like that's just how we are taught. And so it would have been really interesting if our education system included more connecting in with the wisdom of what the body has to offer. And these practices do that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
and
my
that
body
it's true. Just
does.
one other thing, that's why it's so nice to see so many schools putting in mindfulness programs because
Yes, yeah,
gosh, if I think if I learned this practice, that's another thing. If I learned this practice earlier in life, I just feel like, wow.
I know,
Wow.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
this.
totally.
Tammy's mentioned to stress less. Yeah, I try to give to my current self. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah,
Heather, you are enough. How
yes,
amazingly important.
yes.
Juan, start practicing mindful meditation. Yeah.
Yeah, early, that advice to give yourself early. Yeah. I think
Perfect.
so many of us didn't know, like these were, sort of foreign practices that we just weren't necessarily introduced to. I'm sure some people were introduced to these practices, in our culture, but it wasn't the norm. And but the beauty is that you can start anytime, and there are some amazing teachers that I greatly respect that didn't even come to practice till they were in their 40s and then have developed over, many years. So it's a training, I think of these practices as a training of the heart and mind. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so we
Very
can start
interesting.
any time. Yeah.
Yeah. I think of Roberval, one of our colleagues that started, I don't know how old he is, but and he started and went just to incredibly deep levels in
Yeah, he did.
practice super early in
Yep.
his practice. And it's like, wow, it seems just amazing that he was meant for it.
Yeah.
Some people are just meant for it,
Yeah. Yeah.
very steeped in practice.
Yep. But it's, there's always that sort of slogan that, you just start where you are. It doesn't matter at what point you came to it or what your circumstances in your life are there. We all have this innate capacity. And, there are different ways that we can also start with practice. It doesn't have to always be stillness. There can be other ways that we can begin. So with that, let's go ahead and start. We'll move into, and I'll start us off with a settling into the body. So we'll begin with again, just checking in with body, and then we'll land on an anchor, something, what's going to help stabilize attention. And you have options here. So yeah, so go ahead and settle into a posture that feels most comfortable for you this morning. That if you're tired, you can stand. If you're not too tired, lying down is fine. Sitting, of course, you have options. So standing, sitting, lying down, eyes open or closed. It's fine to keep the eyes open. If you do, you just want to kind of gaze downward a little bit to help remove any peripheral distraction. But let's all of us begin with 2 deep breaths, make the exhalation a bit longer than the inhalation, just as a way to settle any surface tension from the activity of the morning. So go ahead and settle the body in and take a couple deep breaths. And making any minor adjustments so that you feel supported with a spine that is straight but not stiff, that you can surrender into the weight of the surface that you're on. Really allow your body to surrender into the support. Know that you're being held, and you can rest in the support of the earth beneath you. And maintaining a posture that is upright and engaged if you're not lying down. And just whole body awareness. Just notice the body. What sensations are most prominent right now. It could be the points of contact with the back of the body and the surface. It could be something else that you're aware of, perhaps from how active your morning may have been or not. So just a kind of wide angle lens of attention over the whole body, just checking in. How are things? What am I noticing? And maintaining a receptive attitude. So whether what you're noticing is pleasant or unpleasant, it's all included. Take a moment to expand awareness, for a moment to notice sound, receiving sound in the room or outside of the room. Engaging hearing. And bringing awareness back inward, allowing sound to remain as it will, not a problem. Coming back into the body and begin to narrow the focus of awareness on the sensations you feel when you breathe. So as you breathe in and out, where is the feeling, the sensation the strongest? Kind of belly, abdomen area is generally where I land, but that's may not hold true for you. So as you breathe in and out, perhaps you're aware of the movement and the feeling of the movement in the body. That could be a little bit of a broader sense. So abdomen, chest, perhaps nostrils, or movement, and feeling the in and the out breath. And alternatively, you can use sound as an anchor or another body sensation that is predominant for you. And that could be, you could rest the palms of your hands on your thighs and just come back over and over again to the feeling of that point of contact. So taking a moment to just see what you're going to use this morning to help stabilize, to help ground and anchor your attention. And as the mind wanders, which it naturally will, just soft mental note thinking, as soon as you see that the mind has moved away from the stabilizer, the anchor, not a problem. Thinking, soften the body and return again, start again, over and over again. Noticing where the mind is. Soft mental note thinking. You can be more specific if you want. Soften the body. There's always a subtle contraction with thought. And return to your anchor. Begin again. And as we bring this practice to a close, may we be peaceful and at ease, our hearts soft and open. May we be safe and protected, and our bodies healthy and strong. And may we offer up the efforts of our practice to all of those who have lost their lives to gun violence, for the families, for the friends, for the global community. May we offer this practice. May our practice be of benefit to all beings everywhere. And when you feel ready, if your eyes were closed, you can go ahead and open. And if they were open or closed, take a minute to just sort of look around, stretch.
Thank you so much for offering that to the victims. That really resonated with me. So thank you for that, Tara.
Yes, yeah. It's boy, what a week, right? And really underscores the value of these kinds of practices for understanding the nature of our minds and, cultivating a peaceful heart, an open heart. So I just, may our practice really be for the benefit of all beings, but especially dedication to those impacted by who lost their lives and impacted by gun violence.
Yeah. Thank you. We need that in this world. So that's a
Yeah.
beautiful offering.
Yeah. And as always, any questions or, if anybody wants to share anything, any good resources, books, apps, anything like that, ask a question. This is, we've got some time to do that.
Yeah. I just want to add one quick thing. You mentioned two of my favorite words in meditation, which
Oh,
was begin again.
yeah, yeah.
I love them. I just
Yes.
think that's just what we all need to consider in so many ways, like in
Yeah.
life. When you have an argument with someone, it's not the end of the world. It's you begin
No.
again.
And that's a really good practical example, Suzanne, too. I think if you have just an altercation, a difficulty, even if it's not like huge, just this capacity to catch it. And even in the moment that it's happening, we can catch ourselves. That's part of what this practice does, is helps us to like see and then, kind of work, breathe, really look at intent and motivation for what we're about to say or we're about to do, and to give ourselves some grace when we don't get it right or we don't align with our values exactly the way we want to. Like, just give yourself grace.
I love that word too.
Yeah.
It's my favorite word. Just in general, I love the word
Yeah.
grace.
I mean, we can be hard on ourselves, right?
Mhm.
And we're human and we're doing our best, and engaging in these practices is hugely significant toward self-compassion, kindness, and then extending that outward and being aware of our actions and motivations. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think this practice is perfect. I invited a friend on. I don't know if she was able
Oh,
to attend, but someone that was, just really trying to meditate and just it wasn't quite working for her. So if she's on, just reiterating that those thoughts, I don't know where that came from, the misnomer or not a misnomer, but the misconception that meditation is getting rid of thoughts. It's just not.
yes. Yes.
I mean, it's just
Right.
working with them,
Right. Exactly. Or, the misnomer, to your point, Suzanne, of feeling peaceful. This is not the goal. So not what we're
Mhm.
doing. We're actually trying to see if we can be in the state we're in. So if there's frustration or anger or joy or excitement, trying to really be the turning toward the physically, like feeling that experience in the body, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant. Um, and then as we go out into the world, we're starting to get some balance with these things, so
Yeah.
we're not quite thrown off so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so helpful. I mean, this is why I know, I've been meditating for a while. Tara, you've been meditating
Yeah.
for your past 12 lives.
Well, I
I mean,
don't know about that.
just a
Yeah.
joke, but I just feel like, Tara's, been meditating for a long time, and it's never the same. And
Never.
these reminders are constantly helpful. I mean, every time I teach or every time I hear you teach or other teachers or anyone, there's
Yeah.
always some lovely reminders.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I have a friend who's doing the basics course with Dan and Joseph. So I've been sort of tracking along with him just so I can see what he's learning and then we can talk about it. And I feel it's the basics course and it feels so profound for me. Like, it's not like,
Yeah.
oh gosh, I know that,
Yeah.
no, it's the beauty of the practice is that it's like an onion with a lot of layers and you start to understand it in a little bit of a different way,
Yeah, Sheila, I love your question and nervous system issues.
Yeah.
The vagus nerve is something that Tara has brought up a lot, and I've brought up a few times, but that's the nerve that starts kind of in this area and just goes to pretty much every area in the body. And what Tara does many times, and I as well, will do a practice where when you take a breath, and you expand your belly, that really engages the parasympathetic nervous system and will add a really significant amount of extra calm into the body. So if you breathe in and expand your belly, and then breathe out again.
And make
That
the exhalation
really,
a little longer. Yeah.
yeah. Tara, what else might you add?
Well, I was going to say that there's a book by Deb Dana called Anchored, and that is a really good book for understanding what Suzanne was just describing, the vagus nerve. It's the largest nerve in the body. And there are very specific exercises related to how to engage that nerve. And I have personally found it really helpful just through different, things that I've gone through or health challenges. It's been incredibly valuable. So I would say Deb Dana, the book is Anchored. That's a really good place to start.
Yeah, thank you for asking that question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it can help with so much different. I've
Yeah.
heard so many different types of pain.
Yeah. And we
Because the
also,
vagus nerve is connected to everything.
right. And we also, mindful.org, we have I think it's mindful.org/pain. We did a collaboration with them on pain. So if you go to mindful.org and put in pain, it'll come up. I don't know, Suzanne, if you can find that,
Yep,
put that
I'm gonna,
link in there, because
yep.
that was, yep, really
Okay, here we go. I'll
great.
copy and paste it. Great.
Thank you,
Thanks for offering that
Suzanne.
one as well.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't know if folks as participants can just save the chat, or if you can just click on these links and just your browser will open them, and then
Yeah, or do a copy paste and I don't know. I think so.
Yeah.
But
So, and
either way.
Teresa's mentioned as well, just a quick, because I know we're at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Change is the constant for sure. This practice brings me the ability to see and feel and be okay with it, even finding the silver lining and all of that.
Yeah.
Just lovely. Thank you for sharing that,
I
Teresa.
know. It's so we can rest in change. Like
Yeah. Whoever thought that could happen,
I know.
it's whole mind-blowing concept.
Yeah.
So happy to be here with you this morning, Tara. Thank you for the
Yes,
practice.
and thank you, everybody. Great to spend the morning with you. I love Thursday mornings.
Yeah, I do too. So nice to see everyone. Thanks for chatting and for all your lovely comments, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Have a wonderful weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.